everyone. Again, Forrest Williams, Donald Forrest Williams from the original Big Wreck. Currently from Produced Music at Home. Don't forget to mention the new band, the Forrest Williams Democracy. You gotta go check that out. A plan, otherwise known as a treatment, for the video Inhale. So I figured it'd be fun because I started reading this and I'm like, I don't remember that happening in the video. Read something here and then go see if it actually happened in the video. All right, so Big Wreck, Inhale, treatment, A. Was there a B? I don't know. No, direction. Bright, slick, flashy, but with a definite edge. Lots of silver and black elements interspersed with bursts of vibrant color. Shot against a super bright white background are definite MTV eye poppers, yet still maintaining rock and roll credibility, as in black leather pants and silver belt buckles. So that if you want to have rock and roll credibility, make sure you have black leather pants with a big belt buckle. Sexier, more fantastic, more over the top, more irrelevant, with eye-catching effects. The same bad woof in a new, slick look. Cool. I think, he definitely achieved that. So the video takes place in an infinite, super bright white space. Yes, we definitely did that. The image is extra sharp and crystal clear, inspired by the sharp, crystal clear sound of the guitar intro. And I'm thinking, definitely, you can hear and see a color in the sound. I like that. With deep, dark blacks and sparkling, bright highlights, resulting in an almost hyper-real look. So sharp is the image that we can even make out the Big Wreck logo embossed on the large sparkling silver ring on Ian's finger sliding across the chords. I don't remember a ring on Ian's finger singing it. Or maybe I do. Let's take a look. Definitely a ring there. Intro. Fade up on transparent and very stylish ottoman, glowing in a vibrant color, dark red or purple. Ian is sitting on the ottoman, playing the opening chords of the track. His guitar is plugged into a beautiful and futuristic looking amp in the foreground, made entirely of silver, its silver membrane vibrating slightly. We cut to various medium and close shots. Like, this is a medium shot. This is a close shot. Far would be back there where Ian actually is. I don't usually have Ian up in my bedroom, but it is a shot from him from Inhale, so it's a cool backdrop for the video. So Ian's in the shot, yet we're unable to see Ian's eyes as he is completely focused on his guitar and therefore oblivious to the camera. That is until the end of the intro, when he slowly lifts his head and looks directly at the camera. I don't know if he did that. Let's take a look. Nope. Definitely didn't look into the camera. After he looks up directly in the camera with his very cool, almost defiant, Ian's trademark, quote, just climbed out of bed, disheveled look. Suddenly the drums kick in and Ian's image is shaken violently in sync to the beat. Quick cut to a wide shot of him on the ottoman, also shaking violently in camera effect with the Claremont lens shaker. So that's how they made it shake, the Claremont lens shaker. At 10 seconds, instrumental, quick cut to a raking shot along a long single file of silver amps going off into the distances, seemingly floating in midair, their open membranes heavily vibrating in unison. Post effect, we will build one amp, shoot it at various angles and multiply it in post. The camera slides to one side to reveal a locked off low angle wide shot of Big Wreck. Performing in the center, flanked in a row of amps on both sides of the frame. A strong wind is tearing through Ian's, Brian's, Dave's, and Forrest's clothes and hair, supposedly generated by the thumping amps. Oh. As the guys tear into the opening instrumental, the energy is intense and aggressive, coming on strong with a no prisoners attitude right off the bat. No warm-up necessary, thank you. The row of amps are floating at thigh height, meaning they are not visible whenever we cut to medium and close shots of the band. Whenever possible, we shoot against a real white to avoid any kind of composition. They want to shoot behind a real white so they don't have to cut it out in post. The idea is to keep the focus on Ian's and the guy's performance. At 20 seconds, I guess these are seconds, 20 seconds first verse, cut to various angles of Ian standing in front of the band, singing an opening verse. The extreme stylized nature give this segment an exciting feel of fast movement and action, even though each camera angle is locked off. In some of the camera angles, we will see the row of amps, now moving past Ian's at super high speed. From time to time, the rows of amps stop, briefly showing the vibrating membranes before suddenly turning into a swishy silver column rushing by. So the amps stop and then they start again. Let's see if that happens. Yep, does. We intercut next quick shots of Brian, Dave, and Forrest, highlighting intense and dramatic portions of their performance. You know, when I do a fill, they call it drum rolls, head turns. Again, 2/3 of these shots will be medium and close shots during which we won't see the rows of amps, but only feel their presence. Cool. So the amps flying by are supposed to be like kind of shining on us in a way. At 40 seconds, first chorus, We All Want to Get Away. Cut to Ian lying on the stylish and transparent ottoman from the beginning, on his back, his guitar on his stomach, singing and playing like he did in The Oaf, which people seem to love. I didn't know they took that from The Oaf. Let's compare The Oaf and the new one. I guess I kind of recognized it, but I didn't know they pulled it from The Oaf because people liked it. The camera flies around Ian and the ottoman in an intriguingly impossible move, in a large vertical circle flying over him, then down through the floor and passing underneath, only to come out on the other side again, as if there was no floor. Similar to U2's video for Even Better Than the Real Thing, only done in a much simpler way. Because we probably couldn't afford to do it like U2. The ottoman is standing on its side, slightly angled, with Ian leaning against it. Set up on a turntable will spin Ian and the ottoman horizontally in front of the locked-off camera, with the camera turned on its side as well. This is our beauty shot of Ian and is thus framed and lit accordingly. Yummy. Second verse, 1 minute 5 seconds. Cut back to the various angles of Ian in front of the guys, with the 2 rows of amps rushing by him. This time around, we intercut their performance with shots of a beautiful and very stylishly dressed girl lounging suggestively, yummy, on the glowing ottoman. Standing at the head of the ottoman is a single silver amp, its membrane vibrating heavily, causing a powerful on-off wind draft blowing at our girl on the ottoman. The whole shot is reminiscent of the old Maxell ad, in which the guy wearing shades is pressed into his chair by the blast coming out of the TV.
The usual, sir. Please. Even after 500 plays, our high-fidelity tape still delivers high fidelity. It's worth it.
Cut to various sexy and tight slow motion shots of the girl lounging on the ottoman, with the on-off wind tearing at her clothes, revealing more and more of her shiny skin. Why? Because sex sells, ladies and gentlemen. All right. 125, second chorus, We All Want to Get Away. Cut to more Ian on the free-floating transparent ottoman singing and playing, intercut with dramatic super slow motion shots of Brian and Dave tearing into their instruments, brief wide shots with the row of amps rushing by, longer medium and close shots without amps. Intercut are more shots of the girl on the glowing ottoman. 144, heavy instrumental. Hey! Cut to a long row of amps rushing by the camera, Just as they come to a complete stop, the camera quickly slides to the side, revealing Ian, Brian, and Dave tearing into their guitars for the heavy instrumental riffs. Suddenly, a silver car, computer-generated and surface mapped completely with silver, even the windows, comes tumbling head over heels into the shot. Oh yeah, there's a car? Is there a car? I think there's a car. Let's take a look. Yeah, that's a car. Behind the band, passing Ian and leaving the frame in the foreground, the tumbling car shakes the frame. Tumbling cars, planes, girls. I thought the song was about smoking weed. Bridge. Cut to Ian lying on the transparent ottoman, singing and playing his guitar. Nope. More girls. 2:16, third chorus. We all want to get away and leave it all. Cut to our second beautiful girl. How about a black girl with a huge afro? Let the white girl grind. She is standing on the top of the silver car, the same car that tumbled through the frame before, laying upside down on the white floor. The camera is low, looking up at the girl with the upside down silver car big in the foreground. She has one hand coolly hidden behind her back, strong wind tearing at her hair and clothes. We cut to the source of the blast. 9 silver amps floating in midair. The amps are back! Looking at this, there was no wind like blowing in her hair. So they didn't really do that. Cut back to our girl. She pulls a shiny purple or black golf ball out of her generously displayed cleavage and drops the ball onto the floor. The ball didn't drop all the way to the floor. It looks like she's putting it down, but it doesn't drop to the floor. The ball lands on top of the undercarriage of the silver car. Our girl swings at the ball, featuring her behind as she professionally unwinds her hips for a stronger swing. Professionally unwinds her hips. Yeah, baby. Sending the shiny purple ball at the floating amps. The ball hits one of the membranes and sets off a brief spark explosion, followed by black smoke coming out of the large black hole where the silver membrane used to be. Repeat same action for second amp shot. I only see one amp get blown up. I don't see a second amp get blown up, so I guess it's just one. No second amp. 2:53, last refrain, change your mind and inhale. Cut to a wide shot of Ian and the guys dead on, centered right in between the 2 rows of amps rushing by. When the line, change your mind and inhale, kicks in, both amp rows disappear and image starts vibrating. Coming up behind the band is another shiny silver plane headed for our band. The plane passes by above the band, followed by another one right away, causing one, then another huge shadow on the guys. Then a large heat wave, followed by lines of thick black smoke exhaust from their turbines, as well as heavy sonic boom aftershock vibration. The image now vibrates violently, just distorting our view. I think they might have run out of money, because I don't see more planes. There's not like a bunch of planes and all that stuff they're talking about. Not that it needed any more planes. 3:05, outro and reverb. The image slowly stops vibrating and thus becoming more recognizable. It reveals a wide shot of Ian back on the ottoman from the beginning, playing guitar. We cut to a closer shot, still vibrating slightly, just as Ian looks up into the camera. Did he look up into the camera? He definitely didn't look at the camera. I don't know if he looked at the camera at all in this video. I remember them telling him to look into the camera. He didn't want to look in the camera. General styling. We don't want to go too glam, but it's definitely headed in that direction. This band, of any band, can carry themselves incredibly well in the rock god couture meets hangout and jam look. Let's go stylized, but keep Ian's original just climbed out of bed disheveled look that works so well. We need to find the best pairs of the latest craze of cool sunglasses for Dave or Forrest or both to wear, to have the pulsating wall of amps reflected in their glasses. No, we didn't do that. We didn't do the glasses, but I had them. I had these ridiculous rock and roll glasses and an orange jacket. Let me go get the orange jacket. So, I'm playing a gig, it's important rock music, Brian could sport a custom-made Big Wreck rhinestone belt buckle with just a plain pair of jeans and a t-shirt. Did he have a custom-made Big Wreck? Rings a bell. Most importantly, we will incorporate a lot of silver jewelry, glasses, belt buckles to highlight the extreme blacks and whites in the look. That's why I had a black drum set that wasn't mine, I guess. Look. Most videos and commercials shot in purely white space usually result in a very flat look, as seen from the example on recent Gap ads. So they were influenced by, I remember those Gap ads. In order for our video to come across as extremely sharp, we will light the guys in a very high contrast fashion, resulting in dark areas on one side of their bodies' faces and bright highlights on the other, thereby giving them depth, edge, and a touch of danger. It's an intriguing, dark but bright look. The resulting final video will be sharp and slick. So, dark areas on one side and bright highlights on the other. All right, so questions you guys sent on Facebook. Dan Moore, what were some of the best tours you did during the Pleasure area, and what were the best favorite bands you played with? Well, my favorite band at the time was the Foo Fighters, Green Day, the Mayfield 4. Who else? The Watchmen, Matt Bo Wyatt. What's your favorite memory of playing Inhale live? I don't really remember specifically playing Inhale live, but I do love playing that song. It's one of my favorites. It's so high energy. I did do a video of me playing through that, if you're interested in watching that. John Riley, the sound in the background of the bridge and the outro, are those just guitars feeding back or something else? They're guitars. Lots of guitars feeding backs. He used to hit the strings above the nut to make little dingy sounds. I think that I heard that in there. Good question for Ian. I don't know if he'll remember either. Oh, and also John says, how many pounds of marijuana did you all smoke at that 420 pre-production meeting? And I didn't know. I'm from Boston. I'm from Massachusetts, specifically Sherburne, Massachusetts. And I didn't know 420 was cannabis holiday in Canada until somebody pointed that out a week ago on Facebook. And I wasn't smoking a lot then, mostly drinking beer, occasionally smoking marijuana, and the other guys really weren't big smokers. Smoked a lot of cigarettes, but not weed. Next question is from Vultures. What's your personal preference for a kick drum diameter? Something happened upstairs. I forget what happened. The diameter on the bass drum. He mentioned in the question that the sound of Big Wreck was a 26-inch. It's actually, the first album was done on a 24-inch, and my preference is a 28, but I'll use anything. It depends on what the song calls for. From Amanda Webb. Between In Loving Memory of and The Pleasure and the Greed, which album do you prefer song-wise? I love so many of the songs. I really can't pick my favorite between the two albums. The second album's got so many great songs. The first album, it's all good. I really can't pick a favorite. But thanks for the question. Ryan Squire, if we ever said no to something that we wish we had said yes to? And I don't think so. And that's how I live my life now. Just do it!